We gonna mix this one up, and this one gonna be a little bit different, cause why not? I'm just finna chef some up for y'all, and you know what I mean, let me know if you messes with it. And this is the process, that's how I season it, pay attention how I season it, pepper and all that, whatnot, blah, 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 and this and the third. That's exactly what you need right there, baby, yep. And then, you know what I mean, we gonna chop up this chicken, and we gonna chop up the chicken once we get back after these commercials, so stick around.
We'll be right back with you after these short commercials.
Well, look at what we got here. Another idiot who can't take a compliment, and now they gon' have to get exposed as an ass-scratching baboon and nothing more. Behold.
Nope, 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 nope. Counter! Nope, nope, nope. Nope.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Okay, we back. And while I was gone, I ended up making the shrimp. And pretty much how you make the shrimp and then you barbecue that, of course, because, you know, why don't you? But the same way I season the chicken is the same way I season the shrimp. Only difference is, you know what I mean, I ended up putting all that and letting it marinate in a bowl and whatnot. And, you know what I mean, as shown right here, you know, see, same seasonings and same sauces and all that. Then I just skewered them and took them off the grill, and then, yeah, that's how we do that. And now, moving on, we just gonna end up chopping this chicken right here. That ain't finna be nothing but a little quick work. Now stick around, y'all. We finna make it good eat.
We'll be right back with you after these short commercials.
you proceed.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Alright, back with it. We got all the food prep. We got green onion, egg, rice, and you know you want to turn your eye up to at least 7 or 7.5. Put you some grease in there. And yeah, we got mixed vegetables on deck, soy sauce on deck. So first thing you want to do, you want to put the green onion in there, and then you want to just go ahead and stir it a little bit till, you know what I mean, it gets soft like, and it start bubbling and whatnot, you know what I mean? And then that's when, after that, you want to throw the egg in there, but we going to get to the egg whenever we get to the egg. But you see there? Yeah. Want to take your time with it. Keep all of it in one place, baby. Yeah, you feel me? And that's how you want to make your fried rice and whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, we're going to move on to the egg. Now, that's, you know what I mean? Yeah. But you going to see what I'm doing, though. But you notice how all them green onions look soft like and whatnot? Now, next thing you want to do, you want to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, scramble that. I put like at least 3 or 4, considering the fact I'm feeding people. But if it's like single serving, I say put like 1 or 2 in there. Just, you know what I mean, not doing too much. I'm going to still put 3 in there regardless, because I'm a skinny big boy. I eat a lot, so I need a lot of food. But yeah, once you see how that's coming along, you like how that coming along, then you want to put your green onion in there together with your eggs and whatever. And then after that, you know what I'm saying, once the egg is well done, you want to move on and get to the, what's that shit? The mixed vegetables, yeah, the peas and carrots. Yeah, see, thank you. Peas and carrots, you want to move on to that. Then, you know what I mean, boom. You put that in there, and then you want to, you know what I mean, let them thaw out in the pan. You feel me? You can put them in there frozen, but just go ahead, throw them in the pan and stir them a little bit, stir them beans. And until, you know what I mean, they get soft. Then after that, you want to just go ahead, once all that's in there and that's all ready, just go ahead, throw your rice in there. And then once you throw your rice in there, let that blend in. You feel me? Like, you see how everything coming together. Everything coming together. Yep, now you want to throw your rice in there. And then let all that come in with each other. You feel me? And then after that, yep, take your soy sauce. Mix that in there. Ooh, baby. You know this shit finna be good. And once you get like all that in there, then you want to go ahead and mix all up together. Yep. You feel me? And yeah, just start mixing all that in there till all the rice in there is brown. And then once all the rice in there is brown, then that's when you want to put like all of your meats. You can really put whatever kind of meat in there you want, like shrimp, chicken, beef, pork. But for right now, I'm just making a chicken and shrimp. I want to go for like a surf and turf. Yeah, you know, niggas be hungry. That's it. We're going to do that. Then once all that's nice and brown, just the way I like it, just like that right there. Got a little bit of corners that didn't get them all the way. You don't want to put too much in there because you already finna put soy sauce in the rice anyway. So you don't want to overdo it now. But yeah, you see what I'm doing? Like just enough, you know? Don't worry about excuse the mess, but hey, that's what you get when you're in the kitchen, you heard? That's how you want to do it. Then you throw your meat in that. That's the last thing you want to do. And then just let all that mix in together. Let it all mix in. We're going to let all that mix in together. Yeah. And that's pretty much how you make fried rice at home. And watch, I ain't even have to spend $1 other than going to the grocery store. And that's lit. Well, yeah, that's how you do that. And then, you know what I mean? After this, we gonna get to this honey sriracha barbecue sauce. Cause we gonna make chicken nuggets on the side with this. I'm gonna show you how to do that too. And if you wanna learn how to make anything else, if it is within my capability and in my power, you just gotta let a young nigga know, man. Like, just let me know, and I'll whip it up. You just gotta comment it and follow and sub. And yeah, we're gonna make this honey sriracha after this.
We'll be right back with you after these short commercials.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
Counter!
Nope, nope. Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Now we back to make this honey sriracha sauce. What you want to do and what I did, which I'm not gonna lie, you really just need like a stick and a half worth of butter, but I put like 2 things of butter. So really that's on me, but you can do it either way. I say just get like a stick and a half of butter. Then you want to take some brown sugar just like that. Boom. Boom. Uh-huh. Boom. That's like 3. Boom. That's like 4. Yeah, so you really want to do that. And then you want to stir that in there together. Stir it in there together. Yeah. You want to start looking like a little brownish. You feel what I'm saying? And then we going to throw everything else in there once that's ready. You going to see the vision. Trust and believe. Believe that. You going to see the vision. It's fucking yeah, for sure. Then I'm gonna throw like 2 or 3 more. Yeah, 1. And then we're gonna throw 1, 2, 3 more in there. No, I guess it was 2. I was right. Well, it's my video. How would I not know? And I did this, so how would I not know? Don't worry about me, dog. Pay attention to what I'm doing. Yeah, see, next thing you want to do, you want to add a honey here. And yeah, you see G-Mon, you see everybody had to eat good. Yeah, now you just want to get some of that honey in there. And you want to stir that in there together. Yeah, stir that in there together. Stir it in there. Yerp. And once you stir that on in there, then we gonna move on to, the spices and whatnot. And what you need to, get them motherfucker hot. And, yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean. Then we gonna add this Texas Pete now. Yeah, we're just gonna throw some of that now. That's exactly how you want to do that. Then once you do a little bit of that, then you want to stir that in there a little bit more. Stir it in. Stir it in. Then once you stir that in a little bit more, then, you want to get some spices and whatever, and whatnot and what have you, and blah, blah, blah. And next thing, you know what I'm saying, you want to go ahead and get you some of that cayenne pepper. And, you want to add some of that paprika in there, too. You have add that. Then you want to add a little bit of that paprika. You just want to throw that in there. Yeah, just like that. Then after that, you stir that in there a little bit. Then after that, we going to add our sriracha sauce. Stir that in, 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 stir that in. Oh, yeah. That's exactly how you want to do that. Now, the next thing, like I say, going to add that sriracha sauce in there. And that's how you want to do that. Just go ahead, put all that in there. And then you want to stir that a little bit more. And then after that, once we stir that in there, we're going to end up getting what I said it was, barbecue sauce. We're going to put some barbecue sauce in there just because, to be honest, you don't really even need to do that, but, you can. But I did that because I felt like it made sense. But, yeah, no, you can do that or not. And, yeah, no, I like putting some of that Sweet Baby Ray's, and we stir that in there, and, you know what I mean? Woody whoop 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 and rah. Yeah. I get stirred in there, and yeah, that's pretty much the sauce and whatnot. And yeah, we gonna move on from the sauce to, the chicken nuggets, and that's the final product. And after these commercial breaks, we're gonna move on and, make the chicken and whatnot. And we gonna get to the chicken right after this.
We'll be right back with you after these short commercials.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Now, next thing we doing is making the batter. First thing you want to do, you want to crack an egg. Then once you crack that egg, you want to put you some buttermilk in there. You know what I mean? Put you some buttermilk in there, baby, yeah. Throw that buttermilk in there. Then after that, you know what I mean, you want to grab your seasonings and whatnot, and then you want to go ahead and throw that in there. Whenever I get back, where did I go? I guess to go get a fork. I didn't even need to do that because in honesty, I need to be putting seasoning in there. And once I put the seasonings in there, then, you know what I mean, stir that motherfucker up. I got cayenne pepper, I put some Old Bay in there. Then I went ahead on and threw some of that paprika in there. Then after that, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to be a honey hot. And that's exactly what I got out of it. Then I put some of that Texas Pete in there. Yep. And then after that, I ended up putting some of that sriracha in there too. Because that's how you want to do that. And then after that, threw some of that honey in there too. Yep. Because like I said, this is a hot honey chicken nugget. Man, that's how you want it to be. That's how you want to do it now. Then we're going to add some of that nature season. Add a little flavor to it. Then we're going to put some oregano. Put some of that oregano in there. Just about a pinch now. You don't want to do too much. You don't hurt yourself now. Then you're going to put some of that lemon pepper in there. So it has some tangy kick to that little motherfucker, you heard me? And then after that, you want to cut like 1 or 2 of them in half and then juice them. As you see, we get the juices, and now we're going to juice them little motherfuckers. And shit, you dice some motherfuckers in half. I say use 2 of them, but you can use 1. I say use 2. I don't know why. Shit, just take my word for it. And that's just how I prefer to. But if you use like 1 lime, cool. But either way, you still want to dice that mug in half. And just like that. And then, you know what I mean, screw that in. Same way, you know what I mean, you break down weed and all that other junk. The same thing you doing here. Instead of just breaking it down, you juicing all, you know what I mean, the citrus out of that lime. So, you know what I mean, squeeze that lime. And that's what matters. That's what it's all about. Squeezing that lime. Then once you squeeze that lime, you put that in the wet batter. And then once you put that in the wet batter, then I'm going to show you what else you need to be doing next. And exactly how that lime juice coming out, that's how you want that joint to look. Oh, yeah, baby. And then once we do that, I guess it's 2 down, 2 more to go. Yep. Good God. Nigga, I bite my nails a lot. Shit, I don't never look at my nails like unless I'm just looking at it from the outside looking in. I chew my nails a lot. I have a lot of nervous tics. But again, either way, this ain't that and that ain't this. What this is put this in there. That's what this is about. Then you want to dump some flour now. After, we mix all that together. You want to mix all that together. And then once you mix all that together, and, you throw you some flour now. And then you throw some breadcrumbs in there. That's where you get all that crunch from. That's righty. And, got down mixing that. Your batter should look kind of just like that. You want it to look just like that. Then you put like 3 scoops of self-rising flour in there. I'll put like 3 or 4. But that's how much you want to put in there. Like about 3 scoops of self-rising. Yep. And once you take that, you mix all that in there together until it turns into like pancakey like batter, until it feels battery. That's when, you know it's good. Like, see how mine is forming? Like, it's turning into a batter, but it's not so moist to where it's like water. You don't want it to be watery. Like, you definitely don't want your batter to be watery. Do not have your batter looking watery. It's a bad look. You don't want to do that. You want to do it just like this. And that's how you want to do it. You feel me? And this is how you want your batter to look before the breadcrumbs. Because after this, you're going to have to put some breadcrumbs in there. Hold on a second. And this is our breadcrumb. And you want to just go ahead, throw all that in there. You know what I'm talking about. And once you throw that in there, you want to mix that in there together. And once all that's mixed together, then you good and about ready to go. You feel me? Mix it, and blend it in, just like that. How about OKC? You know what I'm saying? Being the NBA champions. Yep. Y'all can talk about that in the comments. Yep, this is exactly how we want the wet batter to look. Now we moving on to the dry batter. And all that is throwing like a couple of things of flour in there. And then once you get done throwing that flour in there, you know what I'm saying, then, you put all your seasoning in it. And once you put all your seasoning in there, then, how I was told to do it, you put the dry batter in there. You put your food once you season your food. And then how I season my food is the same way I season the batter. It's just, yeah, there is no just. It's the same way as the wet batter and as the dry batter. You just seasoning the food the same way, but you just putting it on the meat. I don't know why I have to explain that to some people, because, you know what I mean? I never thought that I would have had to explain that, but hell, here we are explaining it. But, you know what I mean? Okay. Some people need help more than others, and that's just life, and that's what you got to learn about life. You know what I mean? It's okay to ask for help, but it is still crazy, though, that I would have to explain that. But yeah, you see everything that I'm putting on the seasoning, except for the sauces and honey and shit, Yeah, no, all that I'm putting in that batter right now. It's the same thing that you want to put on your chicken. And then by the time you get done seasoning your chicken, you really want to put the wet batter first, dry batter last, then throw it in the deep fryer or in a pot of oil, whichever way you cook it. But that's how you want to do that, Mom. And then you gonna end up seeing how it ends up turning out after the commercials and all that other shit. So yeah, no, it's gonna all turn out good. But yeah, you see what I'm doing, and that's exactly how you want to do it. And yeah, that's exactly how you want to keep doing it. And like I said, you ain't gotta put this on your chicken, but
We'll be right back with you after.
Psych!
you really thought it was time for commercials. No, but this is the spread out, and that's pretty much how the chicken supposed to look or whatever. And that's how you want to do it. And I'm not gonna lie, I tried this myself. Shit, it was hot but sweet, exactly the way I liked it. And I made that goddamn sauce exactly how I wanted it. But yeah, peace.
Nope. Nope. Oh no, me heart stopped! I'm fucking dying!